Hey, good morning to you. This is Walk and Talk 201. It's March 7th, 2024, and we're talking about trouble, danger, error, fraud. Can you spot hidden trouble? Can you spot danger that is camouflaged? Can you identify error that's not subtle? Can you spot a fraud? Everybody's been scammed in one way or another, meaning lied to, or someone cheated you. In this walk and talk, we're talking about the ability to discern, discretion. Do you have the skills to spot, to identify hidden danger? Can you see error that is hiding in the bushes? Many times in life, from hour to hour, from day to day, from minute to minute, we have to see a situation and then identify, is that wise? Is that safe? Is that prudent? Is that a good situation to enter in? I'm going to give you some practical suggestions about discretion. Here's what the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 8, verse 12. It says that wisdom dwells with prudence, and wisdom finds knowledge and discretion. Discretion is the skills to identify hidden danger. So some practical suggestions to you. Number one, be on the lookout for knowledge that is twisted, or knowledge that is not true. Knowledge, people can manipulate knowledge, information about a given topic, and be on the lookout for the way people twist or manipulate or outright lie. They don't state the truth about a given fact, knowledge. Some knowledge is half true and half false. A simple way to improve your ability to spot danger is, are you picking up signals that there's something faulty about this information? There's something inaccurate about what the person is saying. If you walk outside and there's plenty of rain clouds in the sky, and the weather forecast is it's 100% likely to rain in the next 2 or 3 minutes, you have enough knowledge. Wisdom would say to you, take an umbrella, take a raincoat, take a hat. I'm simply saying to you, accurate knowledge is a key to discretion, to discernment. Let me give you another simple suggestion. Number 2, to spot trouble, look for the absence of credibility. To spot trouble, to see danger, to spot a fraud, look for the truth. In other words, if someone is sharing false information, it's not true information, then you probably have danger coming. most scams, most frauds are built on lies. So not only can the facts, the knowledge be a lie, but the person doing the talking can be a fraud. Their credibility, their ability to speak the truth is not there simply because they're trying to scam you. Credibility, the ability to be a person of integrity, if that person is known to lie, if that person is known to have a tendency to shade the truth, you're probably dealing with someone that struggles with integrity or credibility. A simple way for you to spot error is the person talking trustworthy? So here's a third simple suggestion. Take the idea of predictability. If someone in the past has lied often, you can predict that in the present tense or the future tense, they're likely to lie again. So can you predict trouble from that person? Well, maybe. So you should at least be alert to the possibility that in the past this person lied often. Lies could be coming again. On the positive side, discernment says if this person in the past has been trustworthy, credible, reliable, you can predict, likely, it's possible, they're going to be trustworthy again. So the whole idea of predictability, you can predict that 2 + 2 = 4. And if someone comes to you and says 2 + 2 = 5 or 6 or 8, you can predict there's error, there's trouble, there's danger, there's fraud. I'm simply suggesting to you that if you can know the situation or know the person, and you can look to the past and make some predictions about credibility, you will have the ability to predict present tense and possibly future. Let me give you another practical suggestion. Discernment looks for an agreement on values, compatibility. If you're in a situation in a car and somebody is driving beyond the speed limit or driving recklessly, it's quite likely there could be trouble ahead. I'm gently saying to you that as you try to understand what's going on around you, you can discover, based upon a person's behavior, based upon the circumstance, whether or not you're headed into danger. So, circumstance should be a red flag for you. Does this circumstance, based upon what's happening around me, does it look like it's headed toward trouble? My mom would often say to me, Roger, if you hang out with the troublemakers, you're going to get in trouble. And many of you probably have experienced the same thing, maybe said in different ways. Many times in life, a person who chooses to be reckless driving a car, there's a high likelihood there could be a car wreck ahead. Let me give you another practical suggestion. You can spot danger not just by conflicting values, the circumstances, or credibility, or trustworthiness, or knowledge, but you can spot error by just simply doing the math. Many individuals have had many opportunities to study math, study 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 1 = 3, but apply that to discernment. So here's the suggestion. If it doesn't add up right, probably there's an error somewhere. If it doesn't add up right, there's probably trouble. You may not be able to know exactly what the error is, but discernment should say to you, hey, this just doesn't add up right. Now, for some people, that may be subjective. For someone else, it might be objective. You can say 1 + 1 = 2, but if someone's telling you 1 + 1 = 4, you may have the math skills to say, no, it doesn't add up. There's error. But sometimes there's a subjective gut or subjective, this doesn't smell right. This doesn't add up right. I'm simply suggesting to you, don't be afraid when it doesn't look right, whether subjectively or objectively. If it doesn't look right, if it doesn't sound right, maybe you should take a step back. Practical suggestion. Here's another one. If you want to be able to spot danger, go slower. Many times in life, we get busy, too busy. We get careless. We don't think things out. Recently, I saw an individual walking down the street with a walker, and that individual could barely walk. Well, the backstory is that individual put a ladder on a first-story roof to get to a second-story destination. And as the individual was climbing the ladder on the first story to reach to the second story, he fell off the ladder and had tremendous physical problems. And today that individual is using a walker. I'm simply encouraging you to go slow. Slow it down. Don't need to be as busy as you think you need to be. Measure twice, cut once. Or why not measure 3 times? And to make sure you've got an accurate cut. Going slow may mean for some of you to decrease talking. Can I suggest another practical suggestion? If you want to be able to spot danger and error, keep your mouth shut. In other words, don't talk so much. Listen more. Ask questions and listen for answers. Many times, danger can be identified through simple questions. Hey, what's going on? Can you explain that to me? Help me understand. I'm gently saying to you that you can be more discerning when you keep your mouth shut and you listen more rather than to talk constantly. Let me give you another practical suggestion. There's trouble when you see someone emotionally angry. Back up. You have to decide whether or not you should back away from that person that's angry. I'm suggesting that when someone is angry, at least you should back up. At least you should slow down. If you want to spot trouble, an angry person is probably on the road to an explosion. An angry person who explodes next to you will mean trouble or danger. So, simple suggestion. When people get emotional, when people start getting upset, frustrated, anxious, when people start yelling, there's probably trouble coming. And usually with trouble, there's error, there's danger. You can spot future danger when people begin to get emotional. This is Walk and Talk 201. I'm pointing you to the word discretion in Proverbs chapter 8, verse 12. The Bible says, wisdom dwells with prudence, and wisdom finds knowledge and discretion. And discretion is that ability to spot error, to spot fraud, to spot danger. Let me give you another practical suggestion. The suggestion is calculate. So in other words, evaluate. We said earlier about it needs to add up. But remember, to add up, you have to do some calculating. You have to do some figuring, some evaluating. Many times we are not thinking and we go right into danger. I'm encouraging you, calculate. Now, sometimes that may mean you go find a person wiser than you and you ask for their evaluation. You ask for their feedback. You can improve your discerning skills if you would not make a decision and calculate, evaluate. Is this situation helpful or hurtful? Don't be afraid to slow down and actually crunch the numbers. Not just math numbers, but if I know this person drives intoxicated, I know this person drives under the influence, I know that this person has a drinking problem, why get in the car and let that person drive? The discretion would be not to get in the car. You are getting into danger zone if you get behind the wheel with someone who's drunk next to you. There's still future danger. Maybe the wiser thing to do is take the keys away and call someone, a third party, to offer assistance, whether that be Lyft or Uber. Many times in life, we put ourselves in situations and the danger, the trouble that is there, if you would just calculate, evaluate. This is Walk and Talk 201, March 7th. I'm encouraging you to use discretion. One final practical application. If to spot danger or trouble or error, if the person that you're with wants to do something that is against God, against the Bible, discretion is saying to you, say no. If they want to go in agreement with the Bible, that's a positive step. But anyone who wants to rebel against what the Bible says, what God says in the Bible, his commands, not only step back, but make sure you move into a situation where you're much safer. Agreement with the Bible, agreement with God, and all of the principles that God has given us, all of the commands, all of the wisdom in the Bible, all of the teachings of Jesus, all the behavior of Jesus, all of that will give you supernatural discretion, discernment. The Bible is a book on spotting the dangers of humanity. Not just the dangers of humanity, but the goodness that God has created in humanity. Use the Bible to help you identify truth from a lie, someone who's trustworthy will have the values that you have, and you have the values that come from the Bible, come from God. The value, the simple value, speak the truth only in kindness. Speak only the truth, never speak a lie. Speak the truth only in gentleness. Speak the truth only with integrity. This is Walk and Talk 201. It's March 7th. We've been talking about error and fraud and danger and trouble and how to spot it. And we've given you 10 or so, maybe more, practical ways discretion can be discovered. We invite you to worship with us this coming Sunday at 9:30 and 11. We have worship services as well as small group Bible classes for children, for teenagers, adults of all ages. We have women's ministry classes throughout the week, men's groups. There's a men's breakfast this coming Saturday at the church. We invite you, if you'd like to know more about us, call the church office, 480-839-0926. You can go to our website, fbc-tempe.org, and check out more about our church, First Baptist Church, Tempe, Arizona. We're at the corner of US 60 and McClintock. It's a great morning. It's about 7:07. The sun has decided it's finally up. I hope you have a day of wisdom, a day of prudence, a day of Bible-based knowledge and discretion. Discretion like Jesus had. This is a great day to enjoy life. Have a great one.